Don't mind the mud on my head. I just got done digging myself out of the greatest hole I've ever dug in my life. And that is, I went to bed past my 9 a.m. bedtime. If you don't know who I am, my name's Louis Angel. I'm a self-improvement YouTuber, specifically for emotional men, sensitive men, effeminate men, femboys, submissive men, anyone in that general category, although anyone else is welcome. And these is not actually mud on my head. These are ashes from Ash Wednesday. Why can't I speak? So 9 p.m. is my regular bedtime. That's when I attempt to go to sleep. I usually end up going at like 9:30 or 10 p.m., but 9 a.m. is my attempted bedtime. And last night, I had a biology exam today, the first bio exam of the semester. So I stayed up, not all night, I stayed up until like 12 a.m., 12:30 a.m. studying for the bio exam, which I aced, by the way. The scores haven't come back yet, but there's no way I didn't get an A on that exam. This is a short video basically telling you why you should have a regular sleep schedule. Now, I know you know that it's healthy to have a regular sleep schedule, and you probably don't get as much sleep as you would like, but you're probably used to being very sleep deprived. You don't remember, like, I have been getting good sleep for the past few months, at least, the past year maybe, ever since I finished college, pretty much. And it's not the best sleep, but it's good sleep. It's like 7 hours. After getting such good sleep for so long, and then having a few nights where I don't get a lot of sleep, where I go to bed at like 12 a.m. to submit an assignment and then wake up at 6, so I'm only getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep, it all of a sudden came rushing back. Like, I know now why I was so depressed for so long. Like, yeah, no wonder, this is terrible. Back when I was in high school and back throughout most of college, I would get like, on average, like 4 to 3 hours of sleep, maybe 5 hours of sleep, consistently on a daily basis. That is not an exaggeration. Literally like 3 to 5 hours of sleep for years and years. And I was very, very depressed and had self-loathing all the time. And obviously it was due to many things: my diet, my lack of ambition, my mental patterns, but after doing so much self-improvement, after fixing my diet, after exercising, after meditating, after removing aside a bunch of garbage like anime, video games, after getting into just spirituality and religion, after journaling, after like developing new thought patterns, after all that, having a few nights where I went to bed at 12 a.m., not by choice, but because I didn't properly allocate time and I had to stay up past my bedtime to submit an assignment, and then waking up sleep deprived, like, I realized, like, no wonder I was so, like, depressed and fantasized about suicide so much. Like, sleep really is essential. You don't realize it until you consistently get good sleep, because then when you consistently get good sleep and go back to the bad sleep patterns, then you realize, like, oh my goodness, yeah, this is awful, because you're up there, you should be resting, you should be relaxing. Sleeping is, like, one of the best times of the day. You should be unwinding with a good book, and what are you doing? You're rushing to finish an assignment that should have been done at a leisurely pace, like a few days ahead of time, in small chunks, if you had properly allocated your time. And instead you're up here doing something you don't want to do, you feel very groggy, you're yawning, and you hate yourself. Like, all the bad thought patterns come up, and you, like, it's not just this one thing. You place the blame on literally every past inadequacy on this. You're like, I always do this. I'll never learn. Like, and will I ever be good enough? Everyone else is so much better than me. I know that these are like very generic sounding thoughts, but like, you get it. These are the thoughts that come into your brain when you stay up late to do some work, because you didn't properly allocate time, and you blame it on yourself, and you take it as a long instance of past events that show your character rather than a one isolated instance. This is all to highlight: prioritize your sleep schedule. Prioritize a schedule in general so that you don't have to resort to late night cram sessions, because I'm telling you, if you regularly fall asleep late, now granted, if you stay up late to play video games on purpose, you could argue that's better, because at least it's a conscious decision you're making for something you enjoy. I don't believe it doesn't have some impact. It definitely has some impact on your mental health. If you feel like you're depressed, or you suffer from frequent self-loathing or negative thoughts, you prioritize the schedule and the sleep schedule. I promise you those two things will change everything. I hope you learned something from this very impromptu video, and remember, it's not learning if your behavior doesn't change. See you later.